Hi, fam. Welcome to La Femme Bleu. Thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate your willingness to continue to watch my videos, really, as I continue to share about my personal life, things that I'm currently experiencing or things that I have experienced. And so I was thinking back today in terms of my dating experience with my ex-husband, and I know previous videos I've shared how there were red flags that I avoided, and so deep red flags that I avoided, and so I kind of want to mention or share a story that I recall when I started dating him. Pretty much growing up, I think I've shared before that my mom, I guess, yeah, I don't want to say my parents, really my mom, my dad too, but my mom was always um, focused on presentation, is number one. You gotta make sure that you look well. You present yourself well when you go out. And so I remember when I started going to the church and I crossed paths with my ex-husband. I had, you know, I guess at the end of every conversation, I always like to refresh my makeup, even though I would be going home. And I never really thought about it. I just know that whenever I'm going home, I would simply um, make it a point to kind of refresh my makeup. And he would always question, well, why are you freshening your makeup if you are simply going home? And I really never thought about it. I'm like, I don't know. I'm getting back in the car. I'm freshening my makeup. I mean, I've been talking for a while. My lips are kind of dry. My lipstick is probably all gone. And so I always did that. And I never realized that, regardless of the time, that was always my routine. It could be, I don't know, it could be 7 p.m. at night, 11 p.m. at night. If I'm parting ways from him, I would always freshen up my makeup. That was just the norm for me. And so and so I realized that about myself. I'm so sorry about all this sound in the background here. I have to figure out how to disable that when I'm recording. But anyway, so, he never really liked the fact that I would freshen up on my way home. And I really never, ever gave it any thought other than the fact that I knew that was what I would naturally do. But anyway, so let's fast forward a little bit. I'm trying to make it a point, make my point here. So during the course of our marriage, he was constantly saying that my standards are too high. If I encourage him to dress well, he felt that no, he wanted to wear a pair of jeans, and that's fine depending on where you're going, but it shouldn't be the norm for every occasion. And so he really did not like the fact that I would be pinpointing what he needed to wear. And it was a conflict. I mean, for me, that's something that if I ever encounter a potential mate, I'm definitely going to hold that to be a red flag because that's important to me. And I don't want to take away from the things that I like, that I enjoy, to please someone else. And I think that's what I did eventually do in the course of the marriage. Um, because at, at the end of the day, I kind of wanted to bring myself down to his level instead of him coming up to my level. Um, and so I don't like that. I don't like to take away from what's important to me, what I value. You know, those are values that you bring into a relationship. And if my values don't line up with his values, then definitely for me, that's going to be a red flag. Another flag that I should have really picked up on was the fact that he did not understand the importance of him opening up my door as I'm getting into the car. Yes, it might not be the norm, but that's how I want to raise my kids, to be mindful. If you are with a woman, open the door for her as a man. You know, I think that shows respect, that shows thoughtfulness, that shows that you care, that shows that this person means something to you. And so when I had mentioned that to him, I said, you know, I really would like my door to be opened. You know, it's not a big deal. We don't see each other every single day. And so he started complaining about that. And after a while, I was like, you know what? It's not a big deal. I kind of put that on the back burner like it wasn't a big deal. But it was a big deal because it was always a big deal for me, you know, because that's how I was raised. Not necessarily my dad or my brothers, but most of my male friends, if not all, had always opened my door. And it's kind of like I got used to it. You know, I got spoiled in a way, but I think it's important to do it. You know, like for example, if I'm going out with my mom because she's older and out of respect, I always open her door for her. I open her door for her to get in, you know, because I want to make sure that as her daughter, that I am caring for her, that I am protecting her. And I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with someone that you are pursuing, someone that you're trying to build a relationship with, to create that as part of the norm. You know, it doesn't take away from the person, it doesn't take away at all. And it doesn't even take time. It's like a matter of what, 10 seconds to just walk around the car and open the door. How does that take away from anyone who's trying to build a relationship and showing the individual that they care and they want to go um, out of the way to show them that they care? So those were, you know, a couple of things that I wanted to point out. Listen, don't lessen your values because someone else's values are not up to where your standards are. I really think that's important. Yes, you know, we don't want to be alone. We don't want to be lonely. But you know what? Sometimes being alone is not the worst thing. You know, lowering your standards, lowering your values, those can really put a kind of like take away from you in terms of your emotions, your mental state, you know, because you always have to take take something from what you value as important so that you can please the other person. And I don't think it's worth it. I don't think any relationship is worth it. So my prayer is for God to send me someone who is of an equal partner, you know, mentally, physically, emotionally, a man who can see the value in what I bring. Yes, he might be opening the door for me, but you know what? At the end of the day, what is he getting in return? Whether it's great conversations, whether it's shared ideas, whether it's a cooked meal, you know, whether it's me going out of the way to kind of pick up a shirt, you know, something that I see that he would like, that would make us bring a smile to his face. I'm still contributing, you know. So at the end of the day, it's still an equal partner relationship, you know. So I kind of want God to um, have me cross paths with that individual wherever they may be. And so that's where my heart is. My heart is open to that, and I'm gonna pray for that person to come into my life at some point when I'm ready. All right, friends, that's all I have to share with you. Thank you for listening to La Femme en Bleu. Until next time.